What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing well. I know I am. I got two fresh timing cover, lower timing cover bolts. They're the same, upper, lower timing cover. Little gasket that goes around the timing cover. So we're gonna go ahead and install this. Take off the timing cover. I just mocked it up in there, and then put the two remaining bolts that were sitting on top of here, and then we'll continue forth with what's next. So let's do this first. All right, so right now I'm just gonna remove, I just hand tightened all these bolts here. So I'm gonna take them off right now. All right, so I already took off the one up there. That one's good. That one's out. All right, so that's 3. And I believe it's just one more on top. Okay, so the bolts are off. Something that I didn't want to check right now is when I take this timing cover off, if the CPS, remember the crankshaft position sensor? You know, I believe it had like a helicoil. So that's why, you know, it just kept tightening, but then it got loose. So I want to see if any of the fiddling caused it to become loose. I doubt it. We have hope. But then again, when it's running, it's gonna vibrate and stuff. So hopefully, cross my fingers, man, that sensor is good. I'm gonna have to attend it next time, and re-tap it, thread it, or do an insert. I don't know, something. We're gonna have to figure something out. But yeah, so this thing is now off. Look, check it out. Cool. So I'm gonna go grab it from the bottom. Everything looks sharp. Everything's looking good. Oh, this thing's pretty good, man. That guy right there. That guy's worrying me a little bit, but I think we're good. Other than that, everything else here looks solid. Looks good, looks good. All right, so back to this. So this one was here. These are all the same, so it doesn't even matter. For technical purposes, putting them where they came off of. So yeah, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm missing 2. Oh, got this one and this one, so solid. Man, it looks dirty. Like, I'm tempted to clean it again, but nah, man, come on, man, I did good. Yeah, look at this bullshit cover that I had. Like orange film. You know what? I'm tempted. I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of brake cleaner. Put on the bolts, so 6 of them, so these are the old ones. So put this one here, this one here, this one, drop it in here. Those are very tricky ones. And then we'll use this one here. And the 2 spanking new fresh ones, we're gonna put them right there. Look at that. Fresh, old. All good though. This is the actual gasket that goes around the inside lining. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. Let's do that. I had to take off the bolts off again. All right, so let me see. This little part here, I'm assuming it's this little part right here. Yeah, and then this thing's gonna go in, not like that, but it's gonna go in vertical per se. All right, so right now I had it slightly confused. I was going about it this way, but then that part doesn't strap down like that, so it's the other way around. So, as you can see, if you have this part good, and that part, and once you have that part, then that part just bolts on like that. And it's hard to do this with one hand. Once you put it on correctly, it should look like that. It's all good. These little indentations, I'm gonna call them, they hold the whole gasket in place. You see there's one there, there's one there, there's one here, one there. So they kind of grab on to the whole gasket. Water pump gasket has the same thing. So yeah, it's all good. It's only gonna go one way, trust me. It's not gonna go in the other way. Everything's pretty solid here. Bolt there, bolt there. That little stubborn one up there. That's 3. And then we have 4. And then we have the fresh new ones here. 5 and 6, we're all good to go. And then the belt, it's all solid, didn't get stuck or anything. Everything else is good. Also the crankshaft positioning sensor, the little wire, you have to attach it here. Let me see if I can get it from the bottom side. You do have to attach it, that way it doesn't get caught on the alternator belt. You see that little indentation there? It's like a little, I don't know what to call it. It's like a little bridge. I don't know what to call it right now. But anyways, yeah, you basically tuck in the wire on that little piece right there. Because if not, if it hangs, it might get, it's gonna scrape against the pulley when it's running. So yeah, just make sure you do that. There's some things on this car that I'll never understand. Like first, that timing cover, red stickers, BS. I don't know what the hell is going on there. And then this pulley, they painted red. So I'm slowly fixing all this stuff. So let me go ahead and get some acetone for this thing. Like, I'm not opposed to a pulley being painted red, but I mean, come on, man. A job like this. I think I missed more. Oh, this is the best we're gonna get it, man. I mean, I got off all that paint. That's all that matters. It doesn't look fresh, not made, not OEM factory, but hey, this makes me freaking happy. Still has, you know, a little bit of burns there. I'm not sure what that other stuff is. But the acetone did its job. Got the red stuff out, so we are solid. Obviously, the best thing to do would be to get a new one. I'm not even sure they have new ones of these. Pretty sure. But anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and insert this in there. It's keyed, it's directional, so obviously this would be at TDC, but I don't have this thing at TDC right now, so it's right around here. It's right around there, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert it there right now. Do not forget the Woodruff key. So we're gonna go ahead and insert that first. I was getting pissed off already, so I had to put a crankshaft bib per se, because the Woodruff key kept falling down into the space, and then I couldn't get access to it unless I removed the whole timing cover. So I'm gonna go ahead and attempt that again right now. Look at that. I fall right in here. Some grease maybe. So I got it to work. I got a little piece of this carbon and grease there, some of the debris, just a little smudge, enough to be able to wipe it on one side, and then that did the trick. If not, I was gonna get some assembly lube, but I think that's the way to go about it if yours doesn't get stuck on there. I don't have power steering or AC, so I don't have those accessory belts here, but obviously I do have an alternator belt. So before you put in the crankshaft pulley in, and then try to adjust the alternator belt around it, you're gonna fight it all day. So just go ahead and before you set it in, have the belt coming from the alternator pulley already, and then just go ahead and wrap it around crankshaft pulley, and then go ahead and insert it. It's so much easier. All right, so now that that's set in place, ultimate buster. Cool. So everything seems to be checking out pretty well, and I'm gonna go ahead and check the torque specs on this thing, and then bust out the torque wrench, and then the whole bottom end is complete. 130 foot-pounds for 1996 and earlier, but 1997 and later, 14 foot-pounds, and tied in an additional 90 degrees. All right, I'm in a little bit of a dilemma about torque specs. So So we got a few issues here. So first off, bottom end is JDM. It's a D16A. As far as I know, D16A is equivalent to Z6, which is USDM, which we got here. We got that in 92 to 95, something like that. I think it came out in the EX and I believe the SI too. And then the Souls too, I believe. Anyways, so regarding the torque specs, according to the manual, which I'll post up right now, it says that for the torque specs for the crankshaft bolt, it's 130 foot-pounds. So that basically means, but for 1996 and earlier. So that would apply, in essence, for this block, right? Crankshaft, it's at the block. So it would apply to this. And then it says 14 foot-pounds, which is way off from the first spec. 130 foot-pounds for 96 and earlier, and 14 foot-pounds for 97 and later. That's step one of it, and then it says 90-degree turn after that. So I don't know, man. 14 foot-pounds to me sounds pretty low. I mean, but I also believe it though. 14 foot-pounds sounds like a wrong torque spec, but when you come to think about it, everyone has a hard time trying to take these things off, which is not a bad thing. I mean, you don't want that bolt flying off. So to me, 14 foot-pounds sounds great to loosen, not so much of a great idea to tighten it at 14 foot-pounds. It sounds too loose. And then 130 foot-pounds sounds better in my eyes to tighten, and you know, it's secure, but I know it's gonna be a to take it off, as I've experienced. Anyways, that's what it says in the manual. Z6, which is the equivalent USDM version of the D16A JDM version, torque specs on that for the crankshaft bolt says 134, so it's 4 foot-pounds more than the suggested torque specs that are on the manual. So you know what, I'll meet them in the middle. I won't do 14 foot-pounds. I won't do 134 as the Z6 requires. I'll do what the manual says, 130 foot-pounds. So I'll leave it there and let's see where it takes us from there. All right, so I have the torque wrench here. So I'm going to go ahead and set it to 130, which should be, oh, right there. That line right there. That one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth line. All right, well, that's dead stop. That's 30. So we just got to go 100 more. So I was at 30. The indicator was at 0. So we went 10. So now we're at 40. So that's perfect. Not at 50 and not at 30. So we're at 40. So if I go another 10 more, we'll be at 50. Now we went 10 more. So now we're at 50. So just let me go all the way to the 130. Just trying to show you guys here. Also, foot-pounds, don't do Newton meters. All right, so we're at 120 right now, just past 110. 130 is coming up. I'm at 120, so just 10 more. Long and behold, 130. All right, so I did get the 1/2-inch breaker bar with the pulley bolt holder tool, and I got the 3/8 breaker bar, a couple extensions, and the 17, sorry. And I use this to tighten the bolt. Otherwise, it would just keep spinning. I tightened this, so now I'm just trying to set it in time before I tighten the actual bolt. I just tightened it enough just so that it wouldn't spin out of the actual thread. So we're almost there. Let's see, where are we? We're not too far away. So we're getting there. So I did set it in time. If it's not in time, no worries. You can always adjust it after and rotate it to put it in time. Just make sure that before you put the head, it's in time. So, but I did tighten it, like I said. But now it's time to actually torque it to 130 foot-pounds. So setup is going to be something like this. So I have the holder tool with the 1/2-inch breaker bar, and then I'm gonna go ahead and insert the torque wrench with the 17 1/2-inch, and I think that's a 5-inch extension. So it's just gonna insert inside like that. So I'm gonna hold with one hand the breaker bar, and then with the other hand I'm gonna tighten the bolt with the torque wrench. So this thing clicked. I'm pretty happy, man. I'm pretty freaking happy. I set it to 130, so as I had shown you guys, so 130 foot-pounds, that's what I tightened it at. Yo, my bad, I didn't record. It's nothing too crazy. I'll show you guys how I was positioned. Let me show you guys. All right, I find it really hard to keep this one stable. I find it best to keep it it catches grip when you actually you're countering the force with this one. So you just, you know, kind of wing it midair, and then you just grab this and you just tighten as you go, right? It already clicked. I don't want to force the click again. So click twice, so we're set at 134 pounds. As I suspected, that's why I wasn't too worried that I set it at TDC. It did move, so no biggie. We can just rotate it. So yeah, so everything's tight, man, at this point. So that's so good. It didn't get clapped or crammed or stuck or anything. So I mean, we're freaking good. Also, the tension is still loose, so when you rotate it, just keep an eye on it. Just, you know, try to pull it, just pull on it. So like, I'm gonna turn here. Good. Go ahead and reset it, and then watch it here. So yeah, so when it does that, just pull it. Make your hand become the camshaft gear. Meanwhile, they should be. Oh, you see them over there? Just spinning around. They're over there. So we're good. So just a little more. All right. They're in position. Just a little more. And this should be the final turn. Just a little more. I think that's a hit. Ah, oh, you're kidding me. Whatever. You guys get the point. You can set it in timing beforehand. It might move, whatnot. Just 100% make sure that once the head gets slapped on, you're not like this. Refer back to this video. Even if you're that much off, you will have a bad day. Damn, that alternator belt might need to be changed. Yeah, you need to have that exact within spec. So not too worried about right now. I can rotate it again tomorrow or the day after, whenever, an hour later, it doesn't matter. Just when the head goes on, before it goes on, you need to make sure that's within that little triangle, whatever the hell. I don't know how to make a freaking triangle, an open cut triangle. So yeah, I'm stoked, man. I'm freaking happy. So here, a little recap. Has a new crankshaft oil seal, cleaned up the pulley, bolts good, nothing happened to it. Woodruff keys in there, crankshaft positioning sensors good. Praying for that bolt. I believe our spec for that bolt, and I think it was 108 inch-pounds, which is about 8 foot-pounds. 109 foot-pounds, something like that. It's about 8-9 foot-pounds. So I mean, that's roughly, I would estimate that's hand tied. So we'll assess it next time. Trust me, it won't be the last time that I pull this timing cover off. But anyway, so that's that. The timing belt is fresh. Alternator belt, I don't know, I'll keep an eye on it. Still looks good. I inspected it, doesn't look too shabby, but hey, if it rips, then we'll assess it. Other than that, man, I mean, everything else here, solid. All the 6 timing cover bolts are on. Got 2 fresh spanking new ones there. Oh, water pump, obviously, that's all fresh. The gasket too. So basically the whole bottom end is fresh and ready to go, man. So at this point, the only other thing that I can think of, aside from the fluids, the oil and the coolant being flushed, and adding about like 2 new sets, it's just the oil pan. I might have some coolant down there. So I mean, it's pretty easy, man. It's just all the bolts around the oil pan. I don't have headers or anything going down there, or the whole exhaust for that matter. Pretty sure you guys saw in the last video. You guys can see that, like, it's literally cut right there. It's open. So that'll be pretty easy. unbolting the oil pan and just cleaning it up, putting a new gasket, a little bit of RTV, and we're set there. So yeah, it'll just be the head tomorrow. So from here on out, we'll just have fun with the head. I'll flip it over, I'll clean up the rocker assembly, clean up that, and the camshaft, and then just put some assembly lube and then assemble it. Once you slap it on the block, that's it. Torque it up, and then put the intake on the front side, I mean on the back side by the firewall. Put the exhaust here on the front side, and bam, man, we are ready to crank this guy up. You know, something that caught my eye was the thermostat. I don't know, I'll take my chance. Watch it blow up. Hopefully there's some wood there. Alrighty guys, so we're basically done for today. Everything in the block is basically done. Tomorrow we'll be working on the head, taking a look at the rocker arm assembly, cleaning it up, camshaft as well, and then get the bolts, install them correctly in order, and torquing them to the correct specs. Once that's done, bring that head over here. I got new head bolts, so we should be good with those. I have the old ones there, but I just went with the new ones. And then obviously a new head gasket, and then we torque it here, and then clean up the intake manifold. There's nothing to clean with the exhaust manifold. It's all hot side, so not all hot side, but it's all burned up and stuff. No time wasting. I'm not gonna waste time on that. Time wasted trying to clean that up. And then that's it. And then fluids and all that good stuff. I didn't drain the oil, so when I do drain the oil, obviously, if I do see a little bit of coolant, I will remove the oil pan. Should be a quick removal. And then I did buy a new gasket there just in case, so we'll just go ahead and attend to that. But other than that, appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Peace out.